racing in Australia.
Championships is like the Super Bowl.
The greatest horses in Australia are going to get there.
But Autumn Glow's broken away. Perfection.
It's the big grand final.
2 big days, great atmosphere.
4 Group 1s day 1, 4 Group 1s day 2.
The Sydney Cup and the Doncaster and the Derby.
And he's got a great big heart, Bone Crusher. He'll win the Derby.
And then the emergence of races like the TJ Smith.
Briassa overpassed. Briassa won the TJ.
We've got the Queen Elizabeth over 2,000 metres, which has provided so many highlights.
This is a demolition job. Pride of Jenny in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes.
It brings the best horses together.
You want to be competing at the highest level and you want to be competing against the best.
Prize money is amazing. Therefore, you get the best jockeys, the best trainers and the best horses all on the one field.
The quality of racing now is just off the charts.
Tough races.
You've got some big internationals coming, which add a real flavour to it.
But Bayona is drawing clear, and William Haggis has done it again.
Everyone wants to be there. Everyone's watching it.
As a jockey, you want to be part of it. Time to shine.
But Nature Strip goes back to back in the TJ.
When you go there and you smell it and you feel it and you see it, you should be there.
Those 2 days are absolutely special.
So we set the reset button away, don't we, Katie and Richo? So we do have the best horses and the best jockeys, but suddenly they've got different conditions. That track has been opened up. We've had a lot of rain. It's going to be a tough afternoon.
Yeah, it sure has, because of course we saw a couple of races and then the real rain started to come. So all those holes filled with water, and we're going to need a fit horse today.
And those Group 1 races with the 2-year-olds, that's going to be the interesting one because they're unknown in the wet track, and so is the Great Ten Tyrus.
James McDonald has won a Group 1 on the last 5 Saturdays in Australia. Now, he's done that once before. In fact, he stretched it to 6 in 2024. Only Huey Bowman and Nash will have matched this in the history of Australian racing. So as we worked our way through, it was Jolly Star, of course, who runs today in the Canterbury Stakes. Lazura, that incredible run by her in the Cornwall Classic. And then the daddy of all the days when he took Ollie and took everything with the 3 Group 1s on that one day. And then again, last weekend, he was able to come back with Aliana in a race that was spine-tingling in the Tancred Stakes. And today, well, what do you reckon today, Richo?
Well, I think Campione d'Italia, if it can handle a wet track, is a live chance. Worried about Jolly Star on a wet track, though. An observer, well, J-Mac on goes forward. It was too conservative last start. And the big rivalry in Australian racing, there's the book. So we know that Rachel's off to a fly, isn't she?
Yes,
with a couple already.
Already. So she's got 4 big Group 1s and a couple of them are wet trackers. So she could have a monumental day today.
She could have 4 or 5. It would be crazy, I know. And of course, we know that Zach Burton has 4. And Jamie Carr, or Jamie Mellon, just the 1. But we know all about that. We saw that journey earlier today. This incredible rivalry between Ma and Waller, guys. Chris in front. In fact, he's kicked away in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Kieran will try and pick a couple back today.
He certainly will, but you think at the moment that Chris Waller's got the armoury, hasn't he? But so much, I think, comes down to observer in the Derby for Kieran Marr.
Yeah, exactly. And who is going to get through these conditions as well, which now it makes it wide open racing. So, yeah, they're the huge stables. Ma and Waller, good luck to them.
Let's catch up with Croft. Streisand was so brave, wasn't she, the Blue Diamond?
She was so brave. She's so tough, and I've had a lot to do with her breed, which is the Magnus side, and they are tough animals. They just don't know how to lay down, and that we saw it in the Gold Slipper where she was narrowly beaten, and she did so much work early. Thought she had an ownership change during the week, but of course Michael Gardner and Dustin Martin were a part of her until that happened.
I hope they were well rewarded and got a nice big amount of change because they got the results of getting a win in a Blue Diamond. The great result of being running up for the Golden Slipper, and then you get to sell the filly moving forward. So congratulations to Yulong, an undisclosed sum that we believe north of 5 million.
Yep, and Paradoxium as well in the Yulong colours. So is it best or not to be coming off the Golden Slipper Stakes?
Yeah, well, it's interesting, isn't it? Like we've seen from both sides that they can come and win. And another thing is that they have to be able to handle the conditions today, and a lot of them is unknown.
Yeah, well, that's an extra element, isn't it? So we've got 5 runners who ran in that slipper, 2nd, 4th, 7th, 9th and 11th in the slipper, running the size.
So Group 1s, there's the trophy, and trying to win for the first time. Be huge for Ken and Casey. Jack Pilkington with his first Group 1 runner. And for Brett and Georgie, oh boy, How greedy can you be on one day?
What a
How
day.
greedy can you be? Jared, the market from Tab for the size.
Well, Bruce, the top two in the market here occupy 70% of the hold in the fixed odds win bets with Tab. They've been clearly the punters' picks all week, either in the Streisand or the Campione d'Italia corner. Well, again, it's a battle for favouritism. They've switched a couple of times in the last 10 minutes. Streisand holding the call as we speak, but it is very tight as far as the hold between the two. Tornado Valley, second in the Magic Millions in January. It's been a firmer. $15 on Wednesday, now $9.50. Paradoxium is absolutely friendless. It's been 8 out to $11. Zambales is each way support at $11, solid at the price. Of the rest, there's money each way for Alibaba, but Tab is happy to lay him as he's been 15 out to $23. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Ben Mellum on Streisand. She did a piece of work, I believe, on Tuesday that must have impressed you guys.
Yeah, it was really good work. It's hard to believe that she's still in good form. We'll find out. We'll find out shortly, but she gave us no indication that she's come to the end of it, surprisingly. So really happy with her work, and she's got to just relax a little bit to run the 1400, but if she can do that, she's going to be right there in the finish.
She must be some sort of tough filly to be able to do what she's done, to win a blue diamond, then second in a golden slipper, come to her size. Not many have done that.
No, exactly. As I said, we were looking for an excuse to not run her, and we couldn't find one, so hopefully we're right.
Those new colours look good.
They do.
Go get them.
Well, he's at the double figure odds, but he's been great all the way through this preparation. Of course, he comes out of the Golden Slipper where he ran 7th, and he's a horse that seems to be holding his condition really nicely. It depends where he gets to in the run. I'm sure he'll find the line, and I don't think the 1400 is going to be an issue for him at all.
Looks well, doesn't he? So Tornado Valley's always had this as his grand final.
Yeah, he did. He actually had a run in the Golden Slipper, but they elected not to run him there and to wait for here. So, look, Zach Lloyd was aboard him in the Todman Stakes where, you know, he didn't get the best run to suit him. He's a talented horse. You saw him run second in the BJ McLaughlin and then the Magic Millions 2-year-old Classic. So he's done some travelling. He's parading really nicely. So I'm expecting a big run from him, as do this guy, Alibaba, Bruce. I think he can run a super race as long as he handles the conditions. And just remember he's running the Millennium after a good win at Caulfield, and he was brilliant behind Fireball. He then went to the Blue Diamond and also didn't have a lot of luck. So he's had a few weeks in between runs, a little freshen up. I can see him running well as we look at the favourite here in Campione.
And he came from a long way back in the Golden Slipper. He was actually the last horse into the straight in the Golden Slipper, and he fast 12 horses in that race. So he's got James McDonald back on today. He's got Chris Waller. He's got to be oh so hard to beat. Let's go down back to the theatre of the horse. Lizzie's with Paradoxium.
Well, he had no luck last time out in a slipper because he drew so awkwardly, and once again he draws awkwardly, but this is a much smaller field this time around. He seems to be holding condition quite nicely. His coat's just starting to turn a touch. That would be my only observation, but overall he looks as though he's parading quite well.
Only one maiden has won the race in the last 20 runnings. It was in 2018, the most recent. What about Zambales?
And it was the exact same jockey aboard Zambales and Damien Lane partnering Eldorado Dreaming back in 2018. Look, he's a good horse and he's been running amazing sectionals. So, look, I think the 1400 would be right up his alley. We know he gets it because he was narrowly beaten in a VRC size at Flemington over the 1400. Rich on Bubbles, the capitalist gelding here. Wow, he's building a picket fence, Bruce.
And that doesn't hurt, does it? I mean, he's up in grey, we know that, but it's worth, I think, throwing one at the stumps with him. Outspan, I heard Michael Friedman today talking about the fact that he felt this horse would be a big improver today.
Yeah, well, he's a great trainer. He won this race with Manal a couple of years ago. Sam Clipperton, he's already with a winner today, so he'll be full of confidence. And he did run second in the Pago behind Warwoven, so it's pretty good form as we look at I Am Dreaming. Only had the one start and won a provincial maiden and beat Demo Dermy pretty well.
It was older horses too, Katie, so I'm not going to completely dismiss. So not saying will win, but I don't think absolutely hopeless. Dr. Hook, change of trainer here, so it's Brett and Georgia Kavanagh.
Yeah, well, he's a good horse. He's obviously used to be trained by the Hawkses, and I remember him trialling one day, and he's showing that he had above-average ability. So, got to see him do it race day as we look at the favourite down there, Streisand with Lizzie.
When we saw her last time in the slipper, I was so impressed by her parade. She's just an out-and-out 2-year-old. Look at the way she has held her condition really nicely. Obviously, we don't know what she's going to be like under race conditions, but overall, I think she's the pick of the yard.
Gee, that's good from Lizzie to hear that, because she's had a fair bit of racing and a bit of travelling as well. She's tough. Miss Chanel, this would be massive for Regan Bayliss, wouldn't it?
Oh, it sure would be, and especially for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. They've won it 7 times this race, so yeah, she certainly knows the right horses, and this filly has been going really well as we look at Racini, who won at Wyong pretty impressively last start.
She's a beautiful, rangy filly. She's big, and I think she goes to the Champagne. Jared, the market mover from Tab for the sires.
Well, it's got to be one of the 2 money horses, and today Streisand's drifted, whereas Campione d'Italia has firm. 4 into 360, it'll be the mover.
Okay, good on you, mate. Lizzie, if I was playing poker with you, I'd probably call your bluff, because you might have given it away already. Give us the pick of the yard for the sires.
Bruce, I'd love to play poker with you. Okay, I'm with Streisand on top. When I look at horses in the yard, I know she has probably tightened up again, and we know that she's come out of a slipper and she's had a lot of grand finals, but she's the ultimate 2-year-old, you know, the out-and-out 2-year-old that turns up every single week, relaxed, switched off, doing everything right, executing her parade well, and I just think she looks outstanding. So she goes on top. There's a lot of nice horses in this field, Caitlin. There's certainly lots that you could go with, but she's the one that goes on top, and Racini, I think, is the one that at the double figure odds who can run really well.
Yeah, I think the bigger track's going to suit her for sure. Richo, you've had a good look at them in the mounting yard. Give us your impressions of the sires.
Yeah, look, I was with Zambali. I thought Zambali's ran really, really well in the Golden Slipper. He was trucking into the race right next to Guest House. They went left. Guest House stayed there, went up in the inside. Zambali's ran really, really well. And Dr. Hook is a really good roughie. That run in the sires down in Melbourne, I thought was terrific.
Speaking of Zambali's, Emma, you're with Sam.
I'm going to ask him if a maiden can win a Group 1 in the sires. He's a big boy, the colt by Pinatubo. How much does he weigh?
He's about 550 kilos now, I reckon. He's lost a bit of weight through the preparation, but he's had a few starts. So, he's got a great constitution. He's son of Pinatubo, who's been consistent at a very good level throughout his career to date. Yes, he'd probably be a good thing in a maiden somewhere, but, he shows the talent to certainly be up to these.
What do you think about the 7 furlongs today and where you want to settle? Obviously, new jock in Damien Lane on today too.
Look, he doesn't show great gate speed, so he'll be settling wherever he's comfortable. Run at 1400 2 starts ago at Flemington was difficult to make a lot of ground. He was right there at the finish, so he's certainly got the grounding fitness-wise to be at the trip, and the track. Don't think it'll be a concern, but he seems in good form. Since the slipper, everything's been pretty smooth.
Quickly, how are you feeling about the big boy in Tentaris and the TJ?
Look, feeling good about the horse. He's in great order. Don't know about the track, but he'll shape up very well.
Good luck and go find Team Godolphin.
Cheers, thanks.
Sam Friedman there, Bruce.
It's a massive day for Godolphin, a big day for Yulong, we know all of that. But a big day for the battlers, as we've seen already. Kim Davison early. I won't call Brett a complete battler, Brett and Georgie Kavanagh, because they're great. But boy, oh boy, this has been part of the day, hasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely has been. I'm with a bit of a roughie here in Ali Baba. I think he can run a tremendous race, this colt by Alabama Express, and provide Ken and Casey Keys with their first Group 1.
Oh, yeah, that would be something else, wouldn't it? And, of course, let's not forget Jack Pilkington as well with a run at I Am Dreaming, who's having its second career start. They will be dreaming today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just the excitement of it all. It's incredible. I ran into Bruce and Pam Walkington yesterday. They're part owners of Tornado Valley. I know them from Adelaide. I ran into the streets of Sydney. They couldn't get to bed last night. So that's what it means to have a runner in a Group 1. Here we go. Here's Darren Flindell for the sires.
Ready to run now. There's the light for the English sires. Stand by for a start. Ready to go. Gates are back, they're off and racing, and Racini hopped out of the gate brilliantly from the wide draw. Paradoxian going out with it. Outspanners swiftly into stride going to third, and Streisand right there on the rails in fourth. Then there's a mob of horses moving forward. Dr. Hook with Zambales, Tornado Valley. Then Rich on Bubbles, Fireball being taken back from Ali Baba. Now the favourite there, Campione d'Italia, is back third last in the field, followed by Miss Chanel on the outside of Am I Dreaming. They sort their order out, and Racini goes to the front clearly by a length on Paradoxium into an outright second at the 800. Tornado Valley rails to third. Then Streisand and Outspan in the white-coloured cap is in a 3-wide position. Further back to Campione d'Italia pushing through on the inside of Rich on Bugles and Whiteout Zambales. Further back then to Fireball as they travel to the turn. From Ali Barber, I Am Dreaming, Dr. Hook and Miss Chanel. Regini swings the corner in front and opens up by 3 lengths now on Paradoxium. Streisand being wound up the outside of Tornado Valley. Campione d'Italia 6 off the lead, coming to the middle part of the track. Regini at the 200 leads the way by 2. Campione d'Italia is really starting to hit the line hard now, and Campione d'Italia down the outside is Miss Chanel with a good run late. Campione d'Italia in front from Miss Chanel. Campione d'Italia won the English sires by 3/4. Miss Chanel, Fireball third. Big gap back to Regini and Zambales. Boy, they've finished strong out at the end. Tornado Valley after many lengths. Then Paradoxium, Streisand, Ali Barber. Further back to Outspan, I Am Dreaming from Ripchon Bubbles, and Dr. Hook was last in.
Well, we said Waller and McDonald are hard to beat about 20 minutes ago, didn't we? It's an incredibly good ride. Miss Chanel was great. Fireball was great for Chris as well. But what J Mac did there was so clever. He was well back. He was third last. He cut the corner. He had a big look around, coming around the turn. I don't know if it was here or there. You have a look at that.
He's a little bit head shy at the moment, Bruce.
He doesn't want to get suspended.
Does not want to get
and
suspended.
then he wound him up, Katie and Lizzie. It took a while, but you always thought he was going to get there.
Yeah, he's a good solid horse. I was watching him early though. He didn't look like he was travelling all so well in the conditions, but he sort of built up, and once he got that momentum, he was just phenomenal late.
And Lizzie, for the only jockey to win a Group 1 in 6 consecutive weeks in Australian racing. He'd done it before, and now he's done again.
Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it? I tell you what, a hats-off ride goes to Rachel King as well. She ended up only running 4th, but you know what? She was the only jockey in this race that took initiative, and she didn't have the horse underneath her to be able to win this race, but she certainly rode her horse a treat. And an excellent performance from Miss Chanel, who was brilliant at Caulfield, one of the toughest horses going around at the moment.
So he's a very, very important colt now. He's a Schnitzel. He's a Group 1 winner of the size. So J-Mac rode Animo to win this race, didn't he? What, 4 or 5 years ago when Animo won?
Yeah, he did.
And we know what happened after that. This is a serious horse, I reckon.
For Newgate, Henry Field and China Horse Club, the trilogy, there's some massive big syndicates in this colt, and he's an absolute beauty. Now he's a Group 1 winner.
And Lizzie, how Chris Waller? This horse looked done and dusted first up. Ran last, was backed. We thought, okay, he won't figure in the autumn, this horse. Chris went back to the drawing board, got him to, think about some things, and here we are.
Yeah, he's a master at getting these horses to peak at the right time, and naturally when you have a look at him out of the slipper, he was one of the runs of the race. So Chris Waller's been able to put a wonderful performance together, Richo, with a very, very now expensive colt.
Yeah, he's a very valuable colt. Congratulations on that, Chris. That was a wonderful win today, and he certainly deserves it after the slipper.
Yeah, he's a young horse. Today was his 4th career start, and each run's got a little bit better. And his run the Golden Slipper was amazing. Just got too far back and through no one's fault. And the horse is just learning all the time, and he got a lovely draw today. And that was the difference between having him in the firing line or out the back like he was last start. So, yeah, it was good to see him knuckle down and get the job done.
Has he been a nice colt to deal with?
He actually has. A few head scratches, but just got raw talent. His first start, like he did everything wrong, just because he says, right, let me get the race over and done with. But we had to just sort of harness that a little bit and bring him back. And, yeah, he's a lovely colt.
It must mean a lot to you also to win a Group 1 with those colours too, with Newgate team.
Yeah, well, Militarized, he won the sires and then won the Champagne. So have a talk to the team and see what they suggest from here.
It's a great name, isn't it? Campione d'Italia. How's your Italian? Buongiorno, come stai?
It'd be much better now.
You don't want to attempt any? No. Come on, mate.
No, I like Italian. No, it's good food.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some good friends are Italians.
Okay. Ciao, ragazzo.
Newgate. I heard the cheer because it means a lot to get a Group 1 winning colt for this man with a team and a man that you love so long. Jerry, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but how does this man feel after winning another side?
Yeah, it was good.
It doesn't mean anything to him. He wins them every day, right? This is just another day at work. For someone like me, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, right?
I wouldn't mind being 3 billion behind him.
Well, he is about 3 billion behind, actually.
Yeah. Congratulations to you.
At least he's on the way, okay?
Yeah, he is. Now, how did it feel to finally get this guy over the 7 furlongs, something that he's been screaming out for?
Yeah,
you're a long way back and had a few people concerned to get yourself off the fence as Evie comes and joins you in her beautiful glittered purple slippers. A good one there over the 14, James.
Yeah, it was. He's a sensational horse. He's been work in progress. Mr. Harvey goes, make sure you keep your hands down today. Don't want that horse throwing his head, didn't you?
Yeah, I said that. Tommy Berry said to me one day, he said, I told him about a horse I had ran in a trial the other day, and it head up in the air and all that. He said, you've got to get a jockey with soft hands. Soft hands.
See, feel them.
Hang on a minute.
Oh, okay.
And then...
Never laid a brick in his life, mind you.
And then, right, he said, what was the name of the horse? I told him. That was my...
Oh, God!
He said, that was the horse I was...
Okay. Anyways, what about one of these for Newgate? I mean, Henry Field, a great friend of ours, and he's got a colt for the roster going forward.
Yeah, for sure. He's beautifully buried. Do you still own the mother?
Yeah, I still own the mother, and hang on a second. So, will he run a 1,600 metres? That's the thing.
Have you seen these hands?
You got Tommy Berry's hands.
I borrowed them.
Wow, won't get better than that today.